Welcome to AUSA's Army Matters podcast. This is Family Voices with Patty Barron. It is my pleasure to have as our guest today Kelly Skala, a licensed professional counselor and a model supervisor at the UCLA Nathanson Family Resilience Center, Focus headquarters at the Jane and Terry Semel Institute for Neuroscience and Human Behavior at UCLA. That's a very long title, but it's very, very cool to have you with us, Kelly. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Kelly, I have been fortunate enough to be familiar with FOCUS, which is an acronym for Families Overcoming Under Stress, but many of our audience members might not be as familiar. Can you give us a summary of the FOCUS program?
Of course. So FOCUS is a resilience training program designed to assist military families in building upon their existing strengths to enhance the family unit as a whole. We are 6 to 8 sessions to help the family work toward their unique goals. I always like to highlight that we offer family-friendly hours since we know our military families are really busy and traditional office hours may not work for them. We are a free service for active duty military families and couples, and we are what we call a preventative service. So there does not need to be an identified problem or challenge to work toward building toward that family closeness. We're fun, we're interactive, and we personalize it to the individual family or couple that we serve.
I'm going to tell you that, yes, you are fun for our listeners that are thinking about what FOCUS could do for them. It's just an incredible program that has so many interesting parts to it. And you, Kelly, you as a licensed professional counselor, you've been working with multiple military families through your work at FOCUS. And if I'm not mistaken, much of your work was done at Quantico. What has stood out to you about military families?
Yes, that's right. I think what stands out the most to me is that military families and couples already have so many strengths. They're already very resilient and resourceful. It is really that impact of military life and transitions that creates what we call this wear and tear on the family unit. At FOCUS, we can provide training to these families to help them with their communication, how they can support one another, and just build that overall family closeness. I recall a family that I worked with that was already so strong. He was a senior service member who had such a strong connection to his spouse, and the family had an amazing bond. This particular family had overcome multiple challenges, and they were anticipating several upcoming transitions. So as a family, they were able to come through FOCUS and build on these existing strengths, and they were able to tell their story and then make meaning for their family of everything that they had been through together so they could look toward the future. They were able to increase communication and closeness to really help strengthen their bonds and their skills for these upcoming changes, which resulted in the service member remaining mission focused, which is really ultimately our goal.
And what our audience might not know, Kelly, is that when FOCUS first started, you all worked with the Special Forces families, which we all know Special Forces is not known for touchy-feely. And I think that's one of the really cool things about FOCUS is that it was that approach of strength within the family, telling that story so that everyone understood the different perspectives and making that family feel like, they really had control over this journey that they were on together when it comes to going through difficult and challenging times. And so with that in mind, why do you think FOCUS connects so well with military families?
Yeah, I think we understand the strengths and challenges of military families. Like I mentioned, we know that military families are strong, and we know they go through so many transitions, moving, kids, changing schools, separations, deployments. Some even have injuries and illness. We understand the toll that these transitions can place on even the strongest of families, and we're here to support the family and provide practical skills to help the family stay strong and mission focused. And we can serve any family regardless of their family situation or the family makeup. I served a newly blended family while I was at Quantico. Some of the family members were new to the military. They had recently PCS to the new duty station, and they encountered a change in school schedules, routines, friends. And the Focus Family Resilience Training really helped them harness their strengths as they strategized how to handle all of those transitions. After the family share, they were able to create this new family identity so that they could support each other and really get on the same team.
That's such a great example, because I think what we tend to think about is deployments and the challenge that comes with being separated from your service member, loved one, and all that you go through. But you just describe something that many of our military families go through, and that's that transition and the changes that come with transition. And that is so important to know that at any given time when you're under stress or you're feeling the challenges of just military life, Focus can really help you. And so how does Focus work? Can you describe how it works and what families can get from it?
Yes, absolutely. So we have what we call 4 core elements with Focus. When we put these together, they really kind of create this special ingredient that makes Focus unique. The first of that is we do a real-time check-in with each family member to help identify their current strengths and any growth areas. And it allows us to, with the family, set the goals for the training, what they want to see out of it. We hire minimum of master's level clinicians for our resilience trainer positions, and all of our site directors are licensed professionals. To that end, we're able to provide targeted psychoeducation to the family members, whether that's developmental guidance, the need to be trauma informed, or if there is a higher level of support that a family or a family member needs, we can assist in helping them go that direction. We've talked a little bit about our family narrative, and this is the opportunity for each family member to tell their story. So often, military families go from one transition to the next, and they don't always have that opportunity to talk about different experiences and the impact those experiences have on each family member. So this exercise allows the family to build perspective, and it also helps them make meaning of their shared family experiences. We work in 5 skill areas: emotional regulation, communication, problem solving, goal setting, and then managing deployment and loss reminders. We're 6 to 8 sessions, and those can take place in person at any of our offices at military installations around the world, or they can be provided remotely, which I know we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna just share a quick little story with you, and I hope you don't mind, because Dr. Patricia Lester, who is one of the founders, if you will, of the Focus Project at UCLA, is a good friend. And I have heard Tricia talk about her experiences with families for a little while now. And one of the stories that I remember her telling, and it's about the family narrative, is about a family who was getting ready to say goodbye to their Marine. It happened to be a Marine. And as they're leaving, I think the Marine turns back and sees that one of the children is crying, and that Marine's thought was, "Oh, they're going to miss me so much. They're just really showing their emotion." But when that Marine came back and they went through the Focus program, and they each member of the family created their narrative, what was really happening with that child, if I remember correctly, was that they were very angry that that dad was leaving again, and the tears were not tears of sorrow, more of tears of anger. And I think that was the first time that he had heard that child's perspective, that he was saying, "Why do you have to go again?" And I'm hoping I got it right, but it really has stuck with me over time that every person experiences these challenges differently. And we assume that we know what's going on, but it's really that family narrative where everybody gets the opportunity to tell their version of the story that really creates the aha moments among all of the family members, and then goes towards building the resilience that you all work so hard on and really bring out in families. So I just wanted to share that. I thought that was another really great description of what you all do. So, Kelly, do military families have to commit to a 12-week program if they're interested in getting skills and tools to help with stress?
No. So Focus is 6 to 8 sessions to help individual couples and families work toward their goals. And the visits are flexible. Like I mentioned, we offer those family-friendly hours to accommodate those busy schedules, and our program is tailored to meet the individual goal areas that the family identifies with the trainer. We encourage families to contact us so that we can work with their schedules to figure out what works best for them. An example of a couple who just did not have the 6 weeks to complete the couples training because they were in the midst of an upcoming geographical family separation, where the service member just was not going to be available and there was going to be limited contact. The couple wanted to come in and work on communication, and they were really committed to each other and the training. So we accelerated it to help set them up for success in preparing for this upcoming transition, which was going to be quite difficult for them. They were able to complete the couples track. They enhanced their connection. They enhanced their communication. And the service member was able to focus on the mission, knowing that his family on the home front was taken care of and everything was good to go.
That's fantastic. And that's a great story. And it's very reflective of the types of responses and support that you provide our military families. And you've now created an online program that gives military families the benefit of working with your staff from the comfort of their own home. Can you talk to us about that?
Yes, we are so excited about our telefocus option. Telefocus is the same service that our families receive in person. We've just adopted the video teleconferencing modality to take advantage of growing technology. Telefocus is for any active duty, reserve, and guard military family. All participants need is an internet-connected computer with a camera. Telefocus allows us to reach families who typically wouldn't be able to participate in focus. We're able to serve families and couples who are geographically separated, those who are remote from an installation, or families whose schedules simply do not allow them the flexibility to come to the office in person. I think of the geographically separated couple. I know this happens quite a bit in the military, and we worked with a couple that was dual active duty, and they were geographically separated, and they wanted to work on their communication. Telefocus was able to connect with the two of them and work on their targeted skill areas to help them gain that closeness and really enhance their relationship, even across the miles.
So I am so excited about Telefocus as well. I just think that it really is an example of how you respond to the needs of families and go where they are and support them where they are. And I'm wondering, is the program reaching families? And if so, how are they responding to this new tool?
Yes. Families and couples consistently respond with high levels of satisfaction about their participation and the growth in their relationship as a couple and family. Service members and their families experience positive changes when they complete the in-person training, and some of those include overall improvements in psychological health and coping in both adults and children, as well as overall family functioning. And these effects are sustained over time. Even though Focus is a short-term program, we monitor families for a year following training in order to support their goals, monitor progress, and support engagement in services if needed. Of course, we're also excited to be able to reach families who ordinarily wouldn't be able to participate in a program like Focus because of that family separation or being remote from a Focus site. We've also worked with families who live near an installation with Focus, but because of busy schedules, they utilize what we call our hybrid option to do some of the sessions in person and some of them via video teleconference. And these families have been responsive to Telefocus and have reported satisfaction with both the technology and the ability to strengthen their families. And there are just so many options thanks to the technology of Telefocus. I can think of a family we had who lived near an installation and they were able to participate in Focus. However, the service member was geographically separated from the spouse and kids. That service member wouldn't traditionally be able to join the sessions of Focus, but because of the technology of Telefocus, the service member was able to use video teleconferencing to join in those sessions with the family.
I'm speaking to all the families out there listening right now, and I'm telling you, this is such a fantastic opportunity for whenever you're feeling that you need to work with someone on challenges that are directly related to your military lifestyle, or challenges that come up because of separation or just everyday normal life. I just think it's such a fantastic tool. Are there any other ways that families can access your amazing resources? Any other tools that you recommend to families going through some stressful times?
Absolutely. Families can reach out to us directly by calling any one of our offices. Or if they're not near an office, they can email telefocus@focusproject.org. Our website has a wealth of resources and contact information, and that is www.focusproject.org. On the website, you can also learn about our app, Focus on the Go, that allows kids to play games and build on some of the skills that we teach. We also have an online game called Focus World that families can access. We've recently begun offering quarterly webinars to highlight some of the benefits of telefocus and for our families to get to know some of our telefocus resilience trainers and see their faces. Our next webinar is scheduled for September 25th at 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and we're going to discuss how to enhance that connection with teenagers.
Oh, wow. That is fantastic. I think sometimes teens are a bit of a forgotten segment of the military family, and the fact that you're going to be able to provide some resources for them is amazing. I also think it's great that Focus is very family and kid friendly. Having seen some of your resources and tools, there's just so many things that as a family and you can do to help your child as they navigate, some of these stressful times. So I'm such a fan, and I really hope that our audience will check out the resources that you provided us. Do you have any last thoughts on any of the topics that we discussed? Anything that you might want to add?
Just that, Focus is really built for those military families so that they can create this common language about how to talk about their feelings and really build that connection of the family and share those perspectives so that they can move forward and strengthen the family and think about the eye on the prize moving forward. And I'm just really excited to share the program. And I am hopeful that other people can see the benefits and how great it is, just like we have.
And I'll add that such a great opportunity for our National Guard and Reserve families as well. That you serve all components, and that becomes extremely important, especially when our National Guard and Reserve families are so geographically dispersed across states, and they really can turn to Focus for support from the comfort of their own homes, to say the least.
Yes, we are so excited to be able to serve those activated Reserve and National Guard families, which, again, traditionally just haven't been able to participate in a program like Focus, and telefocus has really opened the doors for them.
Terrific. We've come to the end of our podcast episode. To all our listeners, thank you for joining us. Be sure to subscribe to the Army Matters podcast on iTunes and everywhere podcasts are found. Keep it locked here for all Army Matters and for next week's episode featuring Army thought leaders. I am Patty Barron with Family Voices. Family strong, Army strong.